whilst I was away, I had a check-in with Dr. Sekri, who is one of my main consultants at Barts, and it was a really funny catch-up because I was just feeling so great and so well, and it was a colleague of hers that had called, and I'd not spoken to her before, and she was like asking me these questions like, how are you feeling, what's this? And I'm like, yeah, everything's amazing, and I'm doing like, tennis, and I'm swimming, and she was, I think maybe she had a run of calls where people were like obviously not doing as well as me, or she was just a bit surprised. And I think maybe I also, in reflection, is like, can feel so good, and that's also why I feel like I know I've made the right decision for now not to have the transplant. And I just reflect in a positive way back on that conversation. So again, that was just a good check-up, and she said, okay, speak to you again in 6 months' time, and that's fine. In August, I was then back in London, and I saw the consultant who put in the defibrillator and who was managing specifically around the electrics of the heart. So as a reminder, I'm managed by different people. Dr. Sekri is my main doctor at Barts, who looks after hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and she's the specialist from that perspective. You've then got a team that look after specifically the electrics and to do with my defibrillator and how the rhythm and the rhythm medication. And then you've got Papworth in Cambridge, who specifically look after in terms of, do I need a transplant, and if so, when, and managing that whole process. And the three kind of core teams that are looking after me. And so in August, I was with the doctor to do with the defibrillator, and it was then that he said that we can stop the amiodarone, which again is the drug that I was now on a relatively lower dose, but it still can impact the thyroid and can cause problems. So it was quite a good relief. I was really pleased. Kind of in every appointment almost, I would say, when are we stopping this, or can we stop it? And because I know as well when I started on it, the impact on my food, I think my dreams as well, and how I was feeling and everything. So it was a good one. The other thing is I think you turn blue in the sun, which isn't very good. It impacts your skin pigment and stuff. So if I'm looking purple, then I think I'm looking good at the moment anyway. So that was also a good checkup. Back then in September, back in Papworth for my next assessment, I went up the night before, this time by myself. I didn't feel like it was a significant event, and just had agreed that my mum was going to come up the following day and meet me at the hospital. So I just stayed in a Travelodge, again, different from last time, just functional, and it's good to try different places and see how I feel with that, and that was fine. Again, because I needed to be there early, so kind of 7:30. So I get up, went to the hospital, had a scan, an X-ray, an ECG, had the blood test done, and then originally Mum was going to arrive at 10 o'clock to come in to see the doctor with me, but they were so efficient, and every time I'm blown away about the amazing staff and the team. And the doctor saw me pretty quickly, went through everything and just said, look, you seem stable at the moment, and because you're seeing the other doctors as well, then we don't need to see you. We'll see you again in a year's time, which was really exciting and really great, because it's going from having every 3 months these appointments because of the severity of what was going on and how I was feeling, to then being able to say, look, we'll see you in a year's time. That's still based on seeing different doctors in Barts in London, and to do with the electrics as well and my defibrillator. It's interesting because, again, I remember at the time I wasn't over the moon, but I was really happy, I was really pleased. I was just grateful that they said a year's time. It gives me that freedom and flexibility that I don't need to go back to Cambridge for a year. Again, obviously, if things change, I can, but for now, that was the good news. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the British Heart Foundation, Cardiomyopathy UK, and Save 9 Lives for more information. Why not comment on the video, tell me what you think, or ask a question, and subscribe to the channel to continue to follow my journey.